Why in the world would anybody with the option of living in Thailand, amongst some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, with the best food, with people that are kind, with crime levels that are very low, why would anybody choose to leave? I love Thailand. I've been to 60 countries in the world. It's by far my #1 favorite. It's gorgeous. We were living there during the time of COVID with my wife, who is a Canadian, who I met, who was a school teacher there. And we were getting half off of the rent because there was so much supply and so little demand. And yet, we left. Why? Because they went COVID crazy. At first, it was super lax, at least on the islands where we were, on the island of Phuket, which, by the way, is gorgeous, especially the southwest corner of the island, Nai Harn Beach. Simply amazing, one of the best beaches on the planet. The food there, maybe not as good as, say, Bangkok or Chiang Mai, but still, which is in the north, by the way, but still very good. And we were pregnant. We were almost 30 weeks pregnant. And the doctor told us that at 38 weeks, because of COVID, they would give a mandatory PCR test. If you should come up positive, be so unfortunate, whether a false positive or a real one, they would perform a forced emergency C-section. Obviously, this was not something that my wife wanted to begin with. She is pro-natural birth, and having it be forced on her with me not in the room. And immediately, the mother and child would be quarantined for 2 weeks. 2 weeks of not being able to be around her other children. Not only that, the baby and mother would be quarantined away from each other, meaning that the baby would have no contact with the mother. To top it off, the baby would not be allowed to drink the mother's milk. When you go so draconian with your laws, rules, and regulations, when you are so frightened of something, it drives even your biggest fans away from you. Thailand, by far my favorite country on the planet, and unfortunately, given a 1% probability of this taking place, the psychological negative effect that it would have on my wife and child made it a non-starter to stay in this previous paradise. That's why we left Thailand. Peace.